set two cups on the table every night.
Before we get started with today's episode, the music in this episode is brought to you by George Arbuckle. He kindly provided our intro and outro music to us, and we give him a very special thank you. Now on to the video. All right, so another top 25 reaction from yours truly. Beforehand, let's see. Oh my goodness. All right. Anyways, this is a mixture between the top 25 reaction and going over RPI, who's one of the best teams in the country right now, some of the best teams in the country right now based off of RPI and strength of schedule, and also the main part of this video is not just looking at the rankings, but also tournament outlook. And I'm predicting regionals right now. Although I'm gonna just do tonight predicting hosts. Um, and to explain it to everyone, what RPI is it's basically taking strength of schedule and how well a team is playing, and it's basically a way to describe how good a team is playing right now. So if a team is, let's say they're fifth in RPI, that means that they're the fifth best team in the country right now, and they're playing, pardon me, as the fifth best team in the country right now. That is like the oversimplified explanation for RPI. And it changes week to week, and it improves or gets worse based off of the teams that they play or the quality of competition. So, say that a team's RPI is 11, but they have a bunch of bums on their schedule, then their RPI is going to go down. It's kind of like it's like an overcomplicated version of strength of schedule, which is then taken to say, oh, so this is how good this team is right now. That's the best way I can use to describe RPI. But I'm just going to run off the top 25 very, very quickly. Number one is UCLA. They haven't changed. Number two is North Carolina. Them and Georgia Tech flip-flopped. Number three is Georgia Tech. Number four is Texas. Five is Georgia. Six is Oregon State. Seven is Texas A&M. They've moved up three spots. Number eight is Florida State. They haven't changed at all. Number nine is Coastal Carolina. Number 10 is Virginia. 11 is Auburn. West Virginia is number 12. Alabama is number 13. Oklahoma 14. Mississippi State is 15. Kansas is 16. Ole Miss is number 17. They finally got moved up from 25. Southern Miss is 18. Oregon 19. Nebraska 20. Florida number 21. Boston College number 22. USC number 23. Arkansas number 24. And Arizona State rounding us off at number 25. And who dropped out of the rankings? UCF, as they got their butts kicked by Cincinnati 2-1 in their most recent weekend series. Now, my quick thoughts to the top 25. I think this is actually a pretty decent top 25. I agree with Nebraska getting re-ranked. They've gotten really hot, and they just swept a really good USC team. They're going to be dangerous in a regional, and they're in hosting territory. They could host. It's a possibility. Now, if we're looking at tournament projections, which is the main thing I want to go, we're going to go over the D1 baseball tournament projections, or the field of 64, and we will look at what they've got going on as of April 21st. Let's take a gander. As it stands right now, the SEC has 12 bids to make the tournament. The ACC has 8. The Big 12 has 8. The Big 10 has 5. Conference USA 3. The American 3 and the Sun Belt 2. Last four in are Purdue, Kansas, Oklahoma State, and NC State. In the first four out are Michigan, Vandy, Texas State, and Arkansas State. In the four to watch are Clemson, BYU, Troy, and Baylor as they are on the rise. Although, oh no, Baylor's on the fringe. They just lost a series to TCU. The first regional that we're going to go over is the Los Angeles Regional, hosted by UCLA. The projected teams in there is UCLA, Jacksonville State, Oklahoma State, and Rider. UCLA, obviously the number one RPI in the country, and Jacksonville State. And if we go to RPI, Mississippi State is the 18th RPI with the 37th ranked strength schedule. Although, I mean, I would agree with that. That's off topic because Mississippi State's in a different regional, but that's the crazy thing too is Mississippi State's not even in hosting territory as of right now. They're in the Hattiesburg regional with Southern Miss, as Southern Miss is hosting, as they actually have the 16th ranked RPI over Mississippi State. Do I think Mississippi State is a worse team than Southern Miss? No, I think they're better than Southern Miss, but I also don't think there's 17 other teams that are better than Mississippi State right now. Maybe 15 teams better than Mississippi State, not all 17. Jacksonville State's safe right now. They've got an RPI of 31, so they're safely in as a two seed in the tournament. Oklahoma State is one of the last four in. They would be a three seed, and then Rider a four seed. The Hattiesburg regional, we got Southern Miss, who has the 16th ranked RPI. Mississippi State, 18th ranked RPI, and it's Purdue and Wright State. That's a fairly balanced regional. Although, like I said, I don't think Southern Miss is a better team than Mississippi State. Is Southern Miss generally playing better than Mississippi State right now? Yes, because Southern Miss is playing decent conference competition in the Sun Belt. Mississippi State just got done beating up the bum team that is South Carolina, and they had two scares versus South Carolina, where if one or two pitches did not go their way, it would have went from a sweep to a series loss for them. So there's that. Mm, there you go. There's that. All right. So the Atlanta Regional, Georgia Tech, number two in RPI. That's a no-brainer. Kentucky would be the two seed. They have the 32 ranked RPI, so they're safe. St. Joseph's and then Fairleigh Dickinson, rounding that regional off. Kansas would be hosting the regional too. They got the 15th ranked RPI, and then they got Oklahoma, 20th ranked RPI, and then NC State and Indiana State in the Lawrence Regional. Like I said, this is a projected field that D1 baseball is has created as of this week. I'm just reacting to it and sharing my opinions. Austin, I mean, no brainer. Texas is gonna host, and then Miami, Xavier, and then Binghamton. Miami with the 29th ranked RPI. Ole Miss is not projected to host the Oxford Regional with Boston College, UTSA, and Lamar. And then Chapel Hill, obviously, North Carolina was going to host with Arizona State, High Point, and Bucknell. High Point has beaten a couple ranked opponents in the top 25 this year, but High Point is a team that could go on a run in a regional. So it's a team that you don't want a regional if you don't want to get upset. All right, on to the Lincoln Regional. Nebraska is now in hosting territory as they are projected to host as of this week. Nebraska, Virginia. Virginia fell out of hosting territory due to their 19th ranked RPI compared to Nebraska's 13th ranked, although I don't necessarily think that Nebraska is a better team than Virginia, but what do I know? Nebraska is definitely hotter than Virginia right now. Like I said, RPI is based off of who is the hottest team right now, not necessarily based off. Oh, and the quality of opponents that teams are playing because Nebraska just swept a ranked USC team and Virginia just played a series versus a really not a stellar Clemson team. Clemson team that is at risk of going below 500 or excuse me, going many games below 500 in conference plays. They are already way below 500 in conference play. So there you go. A&M is projected to be a 5 seed in the tournament, as well as having the fifth ranked RPI. I think it was either fifth or seventh ranked RPI. It was seventh ranked RPI. They're projected to be a 5 seed, and Nebraska projected to be a 13 seed. North Carolina is projected at the 4 seed, Texas the 3 seed, Kansas the 15 seed, Georgia Tech the 2 seed. A lot of these teams' RPIs match up with their seeding, so I was getting those confused, but these are projected seedings. A&M is projected to be a 5 seed with seventh ranked RPI. Then you got Missouri State, TCU, and Tarleton State has broken into the tournament field. They are the fourth team in that regional. Earlier this year, I did say that Tarleton State was a tournament team, and that was half me being serious because they have beaten multiple Power Five opponents, including Texas on the road and Baylor twice, but kind of showing off the forearm. But anyways, but I was also kind of half joking because I was thinking their RPI would be way, 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 way too high. Like I thought it'd be in like the 120s. I thought they would have no shot at the tournament, but no, they're stuck in there at the they're stuck in they're in the tournament field as of right now. That's crazy. What is Tarleton's RPI right now? 67. Oh, that explains it. Their RPI went up and they're 25 and 15. So they've got a good record and they're above 500 in conference play, including a win over the best team in their conference. So Tarleton, I think, is in first place in their conference right now. Uh, they're 2-3 versus top 25 teams. Um, so they're almost 500 versus top 25. It's 26 and 50 they have issues with. The only really, I guess, blemish that they have is they're 0 and 3 at neutral sites, but they're 20 and 11 in non-conference, 5 and 4 in conference. They're going to finish above 500 in conference, and they're 10 games above 500, and they've got an RPI of 67, so they're literally right there. So it makes sense that they're projected to make the field now because not even 2 weeks ago they weren't even projected as like the last four out. But that's crazy. Yeah, no, that Tarleton that would surprise me a little bit. Little Rock or like Bucknell, High Point, or Little Rock making it didn't surprise me. Little Rock almost knocked LSU out of their own regional last year. But and as we all know, that LSU team went to go on to win the College World Series. But Tarleton, surprising me. My hot take Tarleton to the College World Series pick may come true, guys. We don't know. We do not know. Arm veins, dang. Okay, that's interesting. Anyways, shock of that over with. Okay. Auburn is projected to host, they're projected to be the 12th seed, and they're projected to host West Virginia, UAB, and Oral Robert. Oh, UAB. That could be a team that could knock Auburn out of their regional. They just kicked the crap out of Alabama. UAB's a good little mid major. I shouldn't say little. They're a good mid major. I mean, they just kicked the crap out of Bama in the midweek. UAB, not a team you really want in your regional. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that much. All right, Georgia's projected to be the 6th seed, and they're projected to host in Athens, and they're projected to host Liberty, Cincinnati, and Bethune-Cookman. Oh, and Bethune-Cookman's a team that they've already lost to, and that same Bethune-Cookman team beat Florida. That's wild. No, it was Bethune-Cookman beat LSU, and then they beat Florida. Okay, still, Bethune-Cookman is not a team you want in your regional. Oh my gosh, as they've rattled off back-to-back wins over SEC teams, including a number 20 ranked Florida at the time. Florida's 21 now, but still. Bethune-Cookman is not a team you want in your regional. And then Bama is projected to be the 11th seed. They're hosting UC Santa Barbara and East Carolina and Campbell. East Carolina, they're always a pretty good team in regionals. So that's not necessarily a great team you want to see in the regionals. UC Santa Barbara also a dangerous team. They were in the supers a couple years ago, or they got close to the supers a couple of years ago. So UC Santa Barbara is good. All right. Coastal Carolina is projected to be the seventh seed. They're projected to host in Conway in the Conway Regional. They're projected to host Wake Forest, Tennessee, and Wofford. I think Coastal can handle Wake Forest and Wofford. It's the question of can they handle an SEC opponent in Tennessee? Granted, Tennessee, this is not, Tony Vitello, Christian Moore, Blake Burke uh, led Tennessee or Tears with like Aaron Combs and freaking I'm blanking on the starter that they had. Freaking Drew Beam. Drew Beam. I do not know why I forgot Drew Beam's name. Or like Xander Sechrist. This is not that Tennessee team, okay? Or even last year's Tennessee team with like uh they had what's his face in the starting rotation? A lefty, kind of a psycho. Um the hell was the name? Looks like we're gonna do a little bit of a Liam Doyle. It was Liam Doyle. That's right. Wicked fastball and slider combo, by the way. Anyways, Oregon State, they're projected to host the Corvallis Regional. Uh, they're projected to host their rival Oregon, Gonzaga, and then Nevada. And then Florida's projected to be an eight seed in the tournament, and they're projected to host USC, UCF, and Yale. And then the final one is Florida State. They are projected to host Arkansas, Kent State, and North Florida. Yeah, no, that's a pretty decent field. Like I said, the one that shocks me, and the one that shocks me specifically is that Tarleton State popping up in a regional. Oral Roberts, UAB, East Carolina, Bethune-Cookman popping up in a regional doesn't surprise me. Wofford, not a surprise either. Wofford almost knocked off LSU in a regional a couple of years ago. None of that surprises me. They're good mid majors. Tarleton State though, that one did surprise me a little bit. Not only that, they'd be getting Big Brothers. They'd be in Big Brothers regional. They would literally because Tarleton's a system school. They're in Big Brothers regional right now. Fun fact: I got into Tarleton. Great little school. I like them a lot. I'm a fan of them. I like them a lot. I am a Tarleton supporter, unless they're playing the Aggies, in which case that's unfortunate. But I do like the Texans. I guns up to all the Texans fans. So there go Texans. Whatever. Yeah, guns up is Texas Tech. No, it's Tarleton too. Oh, oh, it's 11 o'clock at night. My brain is, and I'm running on 3 hours of sleep. My brain is fried. Um, but yeah, Tarleton Texans being in there, that does surprise me a little bit. I'm surprised my brain is able to analyze any of this stuff at the moment. But that's just because I'm a little bit sleepy. Because of my sleep deprivation, I'm going to cut this episode short and just have it as be a little fun episode that y'all can watch. Just my immediate reaction to the field of 64. And then on Sunday, whenever we come out with this week's episode of Road to Omaha, we will be making a our own field of 64 brackets, and we will be obviously well rested, so I'll be able to pull out all my statistics, all the player names, and my brain won't be completely fried. But that was my immediate reaction to the top 25 and the field, the current projected field of 64 as of right now. I hope y'all found me trying to get through this Sleepy League a little bit entertaining. And I'll see y'all on Sunday.
I still set two cups on the table every night.